Hello everyone, it is time for a fleet move around. So Ellie is one of the daily steeds at the moment, came up in Ellie today. Betty is awaiting parts. We've got some caliper parts on the way. I've now got brake discs from Australia that arrived within a week. Amazing.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, so we've got brake discs, brake pads, brake caliper kit on the way. Not new pistons, we're going to have to try and salvage those. So Betty's front brake overhaul is awaited, but we could do with getting her back on the road. The e-bike is being ignored as ever. Bella started first time this morning, hasn't run for months, but the bottom ball joint is trying to fall out, so we can't move her very much. We literally just fired her up.
Anyone else started
to bring her back
Monday morning by having to put a car in a straight line so
bring
it
her back and then
apart?
kill all the rats and mice with fumes. It smells disgusting. And we're trying to get Bob out, Bob the camper, because Bob the camper is blocking Shemmy in the Charade up at the back. And we want to get Shemmy the Charade back on the road. So she needs to come forward so we can work on her.
And yet, for all our geniuses peoples, I do know her MOT ran out today.
Yes. So she's not going straight back on the road.
No.
We've got steering rack and things we need to do as well. We want to get this one out as well. Took the Invacar, has been sat here stuck. So she needs to come out. So we're going to see what we can do. But it's slight difficulties. We have to get the big enormous Ford back in here again. And she's big and enormous.
How dealing with Shemmy and the Pajero today has become I need to play with Took.
She hasn't been out for months, poor love.
Neither Shemmy.
Yeah.
This lived in a
I
scrapyard.
think it's July for both of them. This is used to sitting around. It's spent 10 years off the road already. Well, more like 11 years now. We've had it over a year.
I love how you get distracted.
Yeah, so we're going to get distracted, but yeah, we need to move Bob out next and work out where everything's going to go. It's the usual game of mad car Tetris.
Particularly interesting as one car can only move in a straight line. That feels very Tetris.
This can only move in a straight line. I fear if we try steering it, that bottom ball joint will collapse because the bit of a whole, well, there's bits of it here. This is part of the pinch bolt assembly that should hold the lower ball joint in. So it's just sort of resting there at the moment. So if it is a game, it's more like a game of chess. This one can only move straight lines. So Bob's got to move diagonally. So does that make Bob a bishop?
Diagonally, yeah.
Yeah. And Betty the Fairmont has no brakes because one caliper is disconnected at the moment. In fact, I don't think it's even fitted. So it's all very exciting. But anyway, this one next. There we go. She's back.
I'm so happy.
She's back outside. She's quite dirty.
Quite some filth going on there. She actually rolled out quite nicely.
Yeah. Well, she's been on the fleet so long. She's got an old HubNut sticker.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you're new to us, this little car came from a farm locally. She was £190.
Felt like a bargain at the time.
She was supposed to be a Bangonomics car, but I was learning to drive and I discovered I really enjoyed driving this car. Consequently, she's had some quite significant work. She's got a new exhaust. Her back end was almost rebuilt by the amazing folks at Whiteland Restorations.
Yeah, huge job that.
And then
she got crashed into by our neighbour 2 weeks before your driving test.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And so me and this car have had some big adventures together. I passed my test in this car just under a year ago. And then not long after that, I was driving to the Women Drivers Meets. I drove to Rustival #1.
Yeah, this is your first slice of independence.
Yeah, she is my pride and joy, but she's made of unobtainium, so she's quite difficult. She's got some wheel bearing noise, and we haven't quite sussed out which wheel bearing it was. We did. We've
got some tricks to find that out.
Yeah, and we did have a front one done, didn't we?
No, we replaced the rear one on this side.
We replaced the rear.
Yeah. I think it's this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, she's got a wheel bearing going. Steering rack is questionable. I need to check her over as well, make sure that all the rust
and she's burning oil.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, not as much oil as she used to burn,
but
still
currently she has no spark plugs because she killed those.
Yeah.
She has no battery because that's dead. One of her rear tyres keeps going down.
No, we fixed that.
Oh, you fixed that, have you?
Yeah, your son.
Oh, my son did it. Yes.
Yeah, Cambrian Classics. Yeah.
What else is going on with this car?
Hold on, let me just flip it around.
Probably it for the moment.
Yeah, and it's worth saying the reason we persevere with this car is actually really nice to drive.
She's lovely.
It's a great little car, and we can fit the family in it. We can't fit the family in any stuff in it because the boot is tiny, but it's actually quite spacious, surprisingly comfortable, very economical. great little car. And they're
90
becoming
degree opening
super rare.
doors.
And now sunshine.
Oh look, it's
Yeah.
meant to be.
Anyway,
when
but-
we initially got this car, there were about 500 of these on the road.
Yeah.
And I looked recently, and I think we're at 226. So
Yeah, the survival rate is low and dropping. But
Yeah.
we need to get this stinky diesel up the back corner now into the corner of shame. It's time Shemmy came out of the corner of shame.
Shemmy didn't deserve to be in the corner.
Not
of
really,
shame.
no. And Bella's going up into it, so let's do that. So there we go. Place bets. How long Bella is going to be sitting here.
Oh, flip it deck.
And rest. And now we've got to try and squeeze out. We're going to be, oh no, we'll do that one up the way. We'll leave the windows cracked a bit. Don't leave the key in the ignition. Could probably do with disconnecting the battery. Because I think she may be sat here a while.
So that's Bella in the corner of shame.
That's a gap. Oh. Help. I got this.
Come out hang on, I need to film this.
I'm filming it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you're not filming.
Yay! I have emerged.
Victorious. So Sherrington is, what are you doing?
I'm
you
cleaning
doing?
up the spark plugs.
No, 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 no. We're getting new spark plugs, remember?
Well, we will at some point.
No, not at some point.
No.
No, 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 we're not. We're getting new ones. And we're not getting crap ones either.
These are not crap ones.
They are crap
These
ones.
are NGKRs.
Yeah, but you were told to get, what was it? I'm not
Well,
ready to
meant-
say iridium.
Yeah, iridium is the one. You're meant to fit iridium plugs, really. But
Really, yes. And probably part of the problem could be these plugs.
no, I think it's.
I believe
the
the oracle that Tim has told you that you should put those
I think the
plugs in.
problem is the oil burning is what I'm trying to clean off these poor plugs.
They're not going back in there.
Okay, they are.
They're not
It's
going
going to be
back
like
in
new by
there.
the time I'm
No,
finished.
they're not going back in there.
Well, maybe not new.
They're not going back in there.
Yes, they are. If we get this car running, we can move it much more easily. Oh, see.
You don't do like temporary fixes though. You're going to be like, that's done.
No, these are caked. They're horrendous. So
You heard that.
they'll only work for 5 minutes.
So off camera, there has been much discussion.
Much discussion. We should have
Yes.
filmed it really, but it went on for some time.
The spark plugs are going back into Chemmy.
Yes.
However, there is one proviso, isn't there, dear?
There is one proviso.
That you're going to buy.
I will buy new ones.
Now, no.
New
no,
plugs.
No, specifically.
What's the point buying new expensive ones? You just choke
She's
them up
not
again.
going to. You've
But-
got to give her that chance.
Really?
He said he's going to buy iridium ones. So you heard that, folks. It's on camera, and that's what's going to happen.
The things I agreed to.
Temporarily.
Temporarily. Can I just thank the HubNut that sent us these sockets, magnetic spark plug sockets. Absolute game changer, especially when you consider how far down you have to go to get the spark plugs in. A long way down. I'll go for number 2 next. So thread it in, just gentle pressure, make sure it's engaged. This is where this is a bit kind of a ratchet handle. You can't get quite as much torque on it, but there we go. That should be tight enough. And then the final one. So giving them a blast with a wire wheel, clean the worst off, but they are oil fouled. That's what tells us not a happy engine. Happier than the last engine, but even so.
This one's got about 80,000 miles possibly on the other engine.
Yeah, meant to be a lot lower.
Yes.
Still got the problem. But you know, Kitch has a Daihatsu on up and down, and he's had some interesting experiments with various potions that we haven't tried yet. So who knows? Right, you want to give her a try? Put the ignition on first.
I got distracted.
Is it Hello Happy?
It is Hello Happy.
Me. The ignition first.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to hit the boost, I think. Hold on.
Yeah, she's not happy.
There we go. Go!
Good.
Oh, gets. Hey, there's the oil pressure. Right, we'll just let her sit there idling for a bit, just to get everything circulating. Smooth.
She's idling quite high.
Sorry?
She's idling quite high.
She's idling?
Quite high.
Well, she will do. It's a very, very cold start.
Yeah, true.
And Japanese cars tend to idle high. Sounds smooth though. I'm sure that sounds, well, it does sound quieter than Desmond, because Desmond's got power steering by the
yeah, because
alternator belt.
we've fathomed since getting Desmond that they've both got the same engine, but this is the next generation.
Yeah. They're both EJVE, but this one's got the plastic manifold and it's got electric power steering. So
Desmond's squeeze and this one doesn't.
yeah, but I think the squeeze on Desmond is actually the alternator rather than the power steering. But
no, because we changed the alternator.
unless she's up and running. Right, get some stuff out of the way and we can give her a gentle drive around and get the brakes freed off. So I guess we must ask ourselves, has doing absolutely nothing since July last year fixed the smokiness? And
no! In fact, no, it hasn't.
No, that hasn't fixed it. So yeah, we still got that.
God.
Right, I might just go around and do the tyres, just check the pressures, and then we better give her a bit of a spin and just clean the brakes up a bit.
She can't leave the farm, though.
She can't leave the farm, no, poor Shems. But you will soon, Shems.
She's getting deja vu. She lived on a farm before.
But when she's warm, she doesn't smoke. So when she's cold, blah.
It's off already, isn't it?
Right, here we go. First drive in many months.
I hope we're working this way.
Yeah, it'll be right. It's just mildly off-roadery this way.
You
at
can
the moment.
definitely hear the brake scrape.
Yeah.
So with regards to sorting that out, should I be pressing the brakes?
Probably not going uphill.
Okay, no.
But yeah,
obviously not.
very gentle left foot braking.
Very gentle left foot braking, okay. Oh, that wasn't gentle.
That wasn't gentle at all. No, you just stalled the car that's got a dead battery. Handbrake.
Yeah, I know.
Right, out with the jump pack.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, I don't think this battery's coming back. We'll have to get one ordered up. But
Not happy.
not happy. But yeah, left foot braking is actually quite difficult to do. It's a skill. When you drive old cars, you tend to learn a lot of skills they don't necessarily teach you on your driving test. Mainly in the wiper blades after this long as well.
Also, if you're going quite slowly and trying not to stall, if you're using your clutch foot for the brake,
Yeah, that's what makes it
it's a
difficult.
bit of a challenge.
Your left foot has got to be much more gentle than it is with a clutch. Right, so with Shemi up and running and rolling again, I think we'll get Bob in probably behind the Berlingo, yeah, Tuck's not coming out today. Soon, Tuck.
Do you want to get Tuck out?
Well, no, because we've got all this stuff in front of her. And then what do we achieve by getting her out? Because really we need to be not mucking about with cars, we need to be fixing cars.
But does it make you happy?
It does make me happy, but
What is it they say? Does it bring you joy?
Tuck does bring me joy. She hasn't been out for months and months. This is not sponsored, but this jump pack has been absolutely amazing. It's started so many cars so many times, and I use it all the time for charging up my electronic items. Let's pop it on. Use a bit of battery today. Hit the boost. Go. Job's a good one. That battery is absolutely dead. Well, give us some revs.
I'm trying.
I think there's so little electrical energy in the batteries you can't even rev up. There we go.
There we go.
Just hold the revs up a little bit. Not that much. Keep them about 2.
2.
I'm trying to get enough battery charge just to get the car back in here again. It's the next day. After my road trip in Ellie, where I discovered wheels are a bit of an issue. Brand new wheels. I said how much these were. 280 quid plus the delivery. And someone very kindly donated that sum through the store. So huge thanks. You know who you are. I don't know if you want your name mentioned. Often people don't, but huge thanks. That means so much to us. So we've got brand new wheels. And look at these. There's a slight issue with these wheels, of course. They are the wrong colour. So next week we're going to have to set about doing rectification works and get these painted the colour I want. And I've also got the question of whether to do the backs, because on Ellie, well, I'll show you. Might be a bit windy, bear with. But on Ellie, you can kind of see the backs of the wheels quite easily. So do I want them black or do I want them white? It's a bit hard to decide. But I also just wanted to show you the box, so bear with. So in an ideal world, I quite fancy going for these wheels. They actually come in white. So this is the Azure wheel rim, because that's what was fitted to the Mahari Azure. You see they've come from Mahari Club Cassis via ECAS 2CV parts here in the UK. So very quick delivery, ordered them Sunday. They were in the post yesterday, arrived today. Brilliant stuff. But yeah, I love these slotted wheels, and they come in the correct white. But I couldn't really justify the fact these are well over £100 each for those wheels, and that seems an awful lot to spend on a car that needs quite a lot of mechanical work rather than beautification. So we went for just the original tubeless wheel in grey, and we'll now get those repainted. Well, we've got a present for Shemi as well. Well, yes, as you saw, Shemi has a dead battery, so we've ordered a new one. This is not sponsored, this is paid for, but shout out to great service. This comes from Taina up in North Wales, and here is the battery. Right, if I can get it out. Oh, there we go. And you have to get these out immediately because you've got to remove the transport plugs, so bear with me while I just dig in. And there we go, so we've got it unwrapped, and you do have to immediately get these plugs out. There we go, there's one. Good test of the old fingernails, this one. There we go. So we've got our transit plugs out. That is now safe to fit. Always check that the transport plugs are out before you fit that to a car, because batteries produce hydrogen when they're charging, and it is designed to leak out of these ports. It's also why you should never use an angle grinder or anything sparky too close to a battery. Asked my friend Matt about that. He actually had a battery explode pretty much in his face, but thankfully no harm done other than a bit of a shock. But it's an Enduroline battery. It's got 360 cold cranking amps, and it should be just a job to get Shemi up on the road again. I'm going to leave the fitting of that to Miss HubNut. She needs to learn these things, so she can fit the new battery, and that'll be good to go tomorrow. So we'll find somewhere to store it. We don't want to store it on concrete. That's not very good for batteries, so we'll put it out of the way. Might just pop it back in the box just overnight, but with the box open, so any nasty fumes can leak out. But there we go. Shout out to Taina Batteries. They do great range of batteries, very affordable and very quick. I ordered this at like 4 o'clock yesterday evening, and here it is. Cannot fault that. I will just say, I don't think the battery on this car has done badly at all, because I don't think we've ever changed it. So it's the battery that came with the car when we bought it now over 4 years ago. This car sat unused for a year while we very gently did an engine swap, and has recently sat since July, and that has finally killed the battery off. We should have kept it on a charger, but yeah, I think we can say we got our money's worth out of that battery, especially as we only paid £190 for the car. As for Ellie, Ellie has been busy today. We've been to Aberystwyth to do the grocery shopping. That's a 40-mile round trip, and poor Ellie found herself absolutely stuffed with food. We try and buy a fortnight's worth in one go, but otherwise going well. Cannot wait to get the new wheels fitted. We're going to order up a couple of new tyres as well, and she'll be fit to fly again. Well, she's fit to fly at the moment. It's just the tyre wear is a bit borderline really, so it does need sorting out. But at the moment, Ellie is one of only 2 cars we currently have on the road. So yeah, the Fairmont's out of action. Charade isn't there yet. Bilingo we don't talk about. Took the Invacar, technically on the road, but we haven't quite managed to get her out so far in this video, but stay tuned. This video is covering many days. We'll see what we end up doing tomorrow. I know what I'm meant to be doing tomorrow. I'm meant to be working on the Pajero tomorrow while Miss HubNut works on this. Let's see what actually happens. Today's Pajero avoidance involves took the Invacar. The battery is not very happy. I made a mistake of leaving it connected up. She hasn't run since July, and the top-down charger is basically, it cannot see that it's there. So I'm going to boost the pack. Now, got to try and get the door open, get in, and get her cranking. Jump pack didn't last long enough, didn't get the fuel up. To try and start the old girl over. Yeah, it's too low. Well, I think I've managed to convince the battery to charge if nothing else on took, so hopefully that will happen. Getting back on Pajero. I'm minded to get the starter motor off, which I think is going to be a horrible job. It's right under impossible places. But speaking to someone who has done this job, that's what he did. He managed to buzz off the pulley bolt, but then you still need to lock the engine to tighten it again. That's what he did. So someone else is just creating merry chaos in the background here.
Merry chaos?
Yeah.
You mean tidying up after you again? No? Shush.
Right, Miss HubNut has fitted the new battery to Shemmy, so let's see if she'll start without assistance now. There we go. Hello, happy once more. Let's get her out, just so we can run her for a bit.
Oh, just get her out and run it for a bit, is it?
I haven't driven this car for months.
Should we put the bonnet down?
No? Yes, there we go. Fuel gauge is coming back up again. So, all is good. And then we could probably do with jacking her up, investigating which wheel bearing we think is the issue.
Yeah.
We have some tips to try.
You're on prime Pajero avoiders today.
Oh yeah, I really can't be doing with crawling around under that
when
bloody
you left
thing.
the house, you said, I'm going to have to get that starter motor today.
Yeah.
So we've got here, we've fannied around with Took,
Yeah.
and now you're driving Shemmy about.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I don't know about this getting the starter motor off lark. I think that is it down there. How are you meant to get at that? You really have to take the entire inlet manifold off, because there's not very much access from beneath because it's four-wheel drive, so there's like drive shafts and a diff in the way. One of those things you wish you'd never bloody started.
So we've got Shemmy up in the air because...
Wheel bearing. Now we have our suspicions it's this one, but to be honest, we've put about 2,000 miles on this bearing. It hasn't got a lot worse, but it does detract somewhat from the sheer refinement of the 1 litre city car. So
it is unbearable.
Hey, to help diagnose it, what I'm doing is wedging this pry bar up against the suspension spring, putting the other end in my ear, or against my ear, and then, oh yeah.
So you're amplifying the sound basically?
Yeah, it amplifies, because the hub's not fixed, unlike Betty, where the centre nut doesn't move. This one goes round the car, so I can't put something on there, because you pick up the sound of that going round. But it's very hard to hear it just spinning the wheel, because you've got brake disc noise. It's got slightly rusty brakes, because she's been sitting for ages. So doing that is a bit inconclusive.
And what kind of sound are you listening for?
It's a rumble. I'm going to see if we can get this transferred to the microphone, but I might need your help.
Okie dokie. See, I think it's quite scraping and rumbling.
There is a bit of a scrape, but I think that's the brake backing plate, to be honest.
We're professionals now. We've had so many wheel bearings recent times.
Yeah. So if I wedge that in there and do that.
And I spin the wheel?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to take the wind muffler off.
It's going to be interesting to
see if this works.
The angle for the videoing. Okay, here we go.
Spin, fast. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. But that's what we're trying to do anyway.
I think you're right about the scrape though.
Yeah, I think there's an unrelated scrape. But it's brake backing plate. But if I go over to the other side, put my microphone back on.
It's an exciting adventure we're on, folks.
Yeah. So do it over here, do the same. I'm going to wedge it in my other ear. Yeah, there's nothing. That is smooth sailing on that one. Also, this wheel seems to spin much more happily. Maybe that's a further clue as well that the bearing is not well on the other side. So front wheel bearing, I have to find out how you replace it.
We have the workshop manual.
We do have the workshop manual. I suspect it isn't going to be as easy as it was on Betty. That was an absolute piece of cake.
Meanwhile, we're also reclaiming space. Again.
Come on, Tuck. Yes.
We are filming.
She's actually running after many, many months. That took some doing. I'm running her to try and get some charge in the battery so the battery charger will actually charge it. The battery got too low. Hopefully we haven't killed the battery, but we'll find out. Whoa, getting quite smelly in this corner now. So Tuck runs, but we now put her back on the battery charger in the hope that battery is going to come around. We haven't just killed another battery. Inactivity is a pain, but because it's a pain to get electric up here, until now, I haven't put her on the charger, so that's kind of on me. But progress has been made, and I can actually walk down this bit again, so that's good. We know where we need to be with this car, we know where we need to be with this car, so it doesn't look like progress, but somehow it is. So thank you once again, dear, for tidying up my chaos. What's that? Oh, I know what that is. That is the tuning peg for my Ziva.
Okay, but this is just tidying. This pile isn't just going straight in the bin, so I'm not.
Oh no, better not. Look, there's a spark plug brush there. Look, there's years left on that. Years.
Yeah,
But where did my Ziva go?
There.
Where?
It's there, I promise you.
Oh, in here somewhere.
Yes.
Oh.
Safe, actually.
Safe. Bit too safe.
Yeah, why do you want to touch it?
Well, just because I've got the tuning fork for it. Not tuning fork, it's tuning.
Here for a moment.
I'll put that here.
That out again.
Okay, we'll never forget that. Never forget it. Well, we are back up the unit the next day. Today is Thursday. We got Ellie lifted up. I did want to put Ellie on the ramps both sides, but I don't like driving up ramps. So I thought I'll jack her up. But that proved to be an absolute nightmare because it's a leading arm suspension and it's a long arm, the wheel moves so much. So when you first let her down onto the ramp, she starts trying to skid back down the ramp. And when we try and lift the other side up to match, the whole lot threatens to fall over. So I'm keeping the jack under there. Feels nice inside. We've got her up on an axle stand as well. And I'll show you what we're about. Right, we're under here because my MOT man said these arms look absolutely terrible, and I think mostly what's happened is this rust proofing stuff has flaked away. In fact, actually they've cleaned up a bit just by being driven down the road.
He only wants to do rust proofing so I could play with a power tool.
Yeah. Will has been in here, so he's been he adjusted up the rear brakes, so that's why there's fresh copper slip there. So we're just going to clean the arms up and generally do some alpha landing because yeah, rot is trying to creep in everywhere.
No.
I think the amount of masking we'd have to do.
I think you're being dramatic about the basket. If you mask down there and there,
we'll just end up with paint on everything. We don't want paint. No, it's fine. Why brushing off for that? Should be well away. So that's what we're going to be about. We are also going to check these with a hammer to make sure they're not actually rotten.
Are you actually going to do that?
Because I'm going to do that.
Oh boy.
Because my friend Tim had an incident, and that incident was he was in Europe driving to a 2CV meet, and one of these arms actually snapped, and obviously the whole wheel assembly fell off, which is undesirable, I'm going to say, in most cases. He was very fortunate. Some lovely, I think it was French 2CVers took him under their wing and got his car repaired, and he was on his way again. But it's definitely a bit of a wake-up call. All these rear suspension arms are getting so old now, As far as I know, this is Ellie's original rear arms, so that means they're getting on for 40 years old now. So yeah, let's give them some tappy taps. Let's hope this doesn't escalate. Oh, that sounds nice and solid. Yeah, I think they're certainly not making impact or going through, so that's good. And over the other side, wriggle over. Look how high the axle stand has to go. Bloody ridiculous. Yeah, these are good noises rather than the crunchy kind. So an MOT man isn't allowed to do this. He can't get his hammer out and start smacking stuff. That's not permitted.
An MOT man definitely tippy-tapped my car.
Well, they're allowed to poke it with the official poking device, but they're not allowed to take a hammer to it.
It was definitely tippy-tapped.
Maybe. Right, and what we're going to do is hit it with the wire wheel in a drill. Get all the flaky stuff off. So yeah, plenty of that will spare you the monotony. Well, wire brush session complete, but I must say I'm not loving the look of this arm. I don't know if you can see, it's really difficult, but there's little pinholes all the way through it. It looks almost like a honeycomb around here. I don't like the look of that at all. I think it's still solid, but strikes me that may not remain the case. So there we go. It's, I think it's too far gone. I wonder if I've got a replacement.
So the plan has changed slightly, hasn't it?
It has. I don't think this is going to be in the scope of today, but that is a rear arm. Which side is that? That's oh, it's the driver's side. So it's the driver's side rear suspension. Look at the size of that, and look how big the bearing is that it rotates on. I'm not sure. You need special tools for this job to get the bearings out, so maybe one I have to farm out. But the important thing is I have a suspension arm. Yeah, definitely. Clean it up, primer it,
Yep.
maybe even paint it.
Oh yeah, I'm well up for that.
And then we got a front arm, which is no use to us at the moment. So that can just go back in the stash. I don't think we've got another rear arm because it was going to be converted to 3 wheels, this Parts 2CV. So they just didn't need 2 rear arms. So I think I only took the good arm. So not quite where we want to be. Ellie's going to need more work. We've got wheels have arrived for Ellie. We've got tyres coming, so we can improve Ellie quite substantially. But I'm going to have to replace at least that arm, I think. I might persevere for now and get some Alpha on the other arm, but not ideal. But Miss HubNut has been working very hard up here to free tuck the Invacar.
Yes, I may regret this life choice that
Yeah.
you can now get took out.
And we'll give her a razz about and see if we can get that battery to recover, but I don't hold out
No
high
we.
hopes. Oh no, we.
Passengers are forbidden.
Passenger carrying is forbidden. So let's see if we can manage that. It's out. We've checked the oil pressure, checked the oil level, checked the tyre pressures, the brakes are freed off. Gonna need a bit of a run to free those up. We'll see if we can get some charge in the battery. We'll see if that battery is gonna come back.
Needs a run.
Needs a run. Very, very important. Meanwhile, you've been doing other things.
Yes, I have. So I think love is knowing that your other half has a really daft obsession and digging said obsession out from the back of the unit for a start. And then this is what else I'm doing. So you're going to go razzing off in Took and I'm going to continue working on this. I'm going to take it back as much as I can.
Yeah, that's the factory weld. That's
Yeah.
hilariously crap, really.
Yeah, it's
Obviously
yes.
didn't bother finishing them off.
No, So obviously take it back using the Whizzy and a bit of brute force, and then I will prime it, and then I'm going to paint it.
Excellent.
So hopefully it should look quite nice when it's finished.
Yeah, we just need to avoid getting any paint.
Yeah, so obviously we're going to mask all that off.
And this surface
very
here
carefully. Yeah, we will.
That's going to need cleaning up.
That's going to need a clean, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where the bearing sits.
Can you wire brush that?
I wouldn't wire brush it. It's a bit of Scotch-Brite maybe on
Okay.
that.
Yeah, just give it a little scrub down. But we're very lucky actually, because this is really nice and solid.
Yeah.
So
we've only got one.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. So she's going to look like this.
Yeah.
Early Valentine's gift. You can have a took raz about. Let's just take a moment to enjoy the peace and relative for this unit organisation.
Well, sadly I don't think this battery's coming back. On idle we're showing 9 volts, and that's dropping a bit more when the indicator flashes. It goes down to 8. So sadly I think we've done this battery in. Stupid schoolboy error. Always oh no, someone coming. Always disconnect the battery. But yeah, back out in took again. Amazes me that I can leave her parked up for months and she always just fires up and is just like, yep, let's go. Need to go through her mechanically really. There's a lot that needs to be done. And obviously the cosmetics. But as ever, she keeps falling down the queue because we've got so many blooming cars. Oh, acceleration now. Oh, that's terrifying. She accelerates very well downhill. Clean up those brakes. She's not doing very many miles at the moment though. She's barely doing, oh, she's not doing 1,000 miles a year even. I think last year she probably did under 200 miles. That's not good enough. But if we can get that Pajero gone, then we can have a bit of focus. Well, there we go then. That's the end of a week of various things. We've revived a couple of blue cars.
Yeah.
We've got dead batteries, but we replaced that one, but it turns out the Invacar is going to need a new battery as well. That one is not coming back. As soon as you go down to idle, it's down to 8 volts. So the Pajero we haven't really got any further with at all. We don't talk about that. We've done some rust proofing on Airly. We've got this is ready for paint.
Yep. Just cleaned it all up and de-rusted it.
So that'll be our next session up here.
We have to admire the weld. It's
gentle
beautiful.
progress has been made, folks, and of course tidying has occurred again. And we've still got loads of stuff. Most of that is auto jumble.
Yes.
But we need to get rid of. Yeah, well, it's just books really. That's mostly books, variously. Yeah, the clear out continues this year. But thank you for watching. Don't forget you can head to the HubNut store for like a lovely maroon beanie hat, or we've got our fourth wall store if you're in the EU, or in fact anywhere. Anyone can order from the fourth wall store. Are there any of those elusive wonkies left? No, we're out of wonkies.
Out of
The wonkies have gone.
Oh,
no wonky beanies left. But yeah, the fourth wall store can be used by anyone. That's the only place at the moment you can get a Tools hoodie. We've never done those on our main website. So we've got a full colour range of Tools hoodies available at our fourth wall store. Look down in the description below.
Does the fourth wall give a bit more flexibility for styles and whatnot?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
We're working on it.
Adding to the stock lines all the time. But yeah, we will do, ladies fit and different items of clothing. I'm working on a hoodie, a zip-up hoodie. that has the logo on the back instead. So there will be progress. So look forward to that. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Progress is muchly the word of the week.
Yeah, and we'll see you in another video where hopefully we'll crack on with this blooming thing.
Yes, we will, because there's no more excuses.
No more excuses.
That car runs, that car runs.
Yeah, we've still got bits of Ellie work to do, but yeah.
No, you're not touching that.
Oh, I'm not touching that. No, you've got bits of Ellie. I don't paint. I do chaos paint. Yeah, anyway, bye.
Bye.
You're
How
next.
many different ways can you ignore a Pajero?
Yeah. Oh, look, 10mm spanner.